How to sew this hoodie. So first you're gonna go get your pattern at Good Taste Market, and then once you download the pattern, you're gonna lay it on your fabric and then start cutting on your pattern pieces. As you can see, you should end up with a front, back, two sleeves, a hood folded, a pocket, a waistband, and two cuffs. And then first we're gonna take the pocket and then we're gonna press it and then sew it going straight down using a straight stitch. Remember to back stitch all your stitches. So you're gonna do this one side, stitch it all the way down. Now we're gonna do the other side. And if you need to pin, just make sure you do that. I'm just so used to it, I don't really need to pin. Now once you're done with your pocket, I'm gonna line it up to the hoodie. I created a line for me to place my pocket using chalk. As you can see the line there. I use this method where I'm gonna sew it from there. And then I folded it and pressed it to get the center line. I'll bring it to the sewing machine. I'll place my pocket right in front of that line. I'm gonna sew right down here with the straight stitch. Don't forget to back stitch all your stitches. So straight stitch all the way down. Back stitch on the end of your stitches. And then I'm gonna fold it over and then top stitch just to reinforce that stitch. Again, we're just using a straight stitch all the way down. Now I'm just doing the sides. If you want to sew along with me, you can purchase the pattern on Good Taste Market. It's a size XL. It has a drop shoulder crop fit, and you'll see it at the end of the video. Do the other side. Now I'm gonna top stitch right there just to secure the stitch. Don't forget to back stitch. Now I'm stitching a straight line at the bottom of it so then it's secured and it's not going to open up the pocket in the front. It should stay secure as well when you add the waistband, but you just could never be too sure. So I like to just add, I'll say like a 1/4 of an inch stitch going down so then it just closes up that pocket real nice and it just keeps that straight for me. Don't forget to back stitch. Now you're going to take the front and then the back pattern pieces and then align them at the shoulders. And then sew straight line going a 1/2 inch from the shoulders to attach the front to the back, as you can see here. So again, I'm just lining the shoulders up using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm just gonna sew straight down. Just take your time, don't rush it. Now we're doing the other side. Now you should have both of them attached. It should look like this. We're gonna move on to the next step and then we're just gonna sew the hood together. But we'll open it up and then fold it up within itself. So then we can kind of like flip it the right side. So it should lay like this. And then you're gonna sew from that peak, 1/2 inch going all the way down here. Same thing on the other side from that peak. So a 1/2 inch going all the way down. And then you're just gonna flip it inside out to make the hood. So we're just gonna take a 1/2 inch, sew straight down. And then do the other side all the way down. And then as you can see, I'm gonna just flip it, put the two seams together to get the hood. And then I stitched the bottom of it to secure it, but then it should look like this. Now we're gonna attach the hood to the neckline. Now make sure you match up the center back and then your center fronts so then you can place it correctly. So again, this hood is a crossover. So you're gonna sew 1/2 of it all the way down. And then when you go around to the other side, you're gonna just cross over and then continue to sew to reinforce it. As you can see here, I'm just sewing all the way. And then I'm gonna overlap them so then it has that crisscross effect on the hood. And then just go all the way around just to secure it. And then I'm gonna just give it a top stitch as well, just to give it a good reinforcement. Go all the way around with the top stitching. Now we're gonna attach the sleeves. So make sure you match up the front into the back, because then we're gonna attach them from each point, starting from the back. We're just gonna go all the way across and measure all the way out until we hit the front. back stitch on that, and then flip it over, top stitch, just to again secure it, give it that structure it needs. And then I'm pushing the seams towards the body of the hoodie. I'm top stitching. Now we're doing the other side, going across with the 1/2 inch seam allowance, coming out butter, baby. I loved how this hoodie came out. Fits perfect. I used the perfect French terry cotton for it. Now we're just gonna do the sleeves, match them up at the ends, so all the way down, and attaching to the body as well, all the way to the finish, to the bottom hem. And now we're gonna attach the cuffs and the hemband, and then we should be done. First, we're just gonna do cuffs. We're just gonna sew a 1/2 inch, create the cuffs, and then once you sew that 1/2 inch as well as the band, you're gonna fold them in to make a 2-inch band, as you can see here. And then you want to kind of distribute the fabric evenly, because the cuffs are a little bit smaller than the opening of the armhole. So once you get your you center it up and cut your notches, is what I'm doing here. So then I'll do the same thing on the sweater, so then it all distributes the fabric evenly. You're not having bunching more on one side more. It's a good technique that I learned. So again, just centering it up, cutting the notches at the center, and then doing it the same way. So then it's all getting it distributed evenly. So as you can see, cutting the notches here, cutting it there, just catching. So then I'm gonna meet up all my notches and then sew and pull as I'm sewing. So making sure that the notches meet, and then I'm gonna pull the fabric. It should be a stretch fabric that you're using for the cuffs. I'm using the same fabric, so there is some stretch on it. And then if you need any more stretch, try to cut it on the bias. Double checking and making sure. So sewing all the way. Again, just pulling and making sure that the notches are together, so then the fabric is being distributed evenly. Because you may have a little bunch, and that's okay, but you don't want to bunch all on one side and then not the other, because it's gonna make it look ugly. You want it to kind of have a uniform look as best as you can. So again, just sewing and pulling at the same time, and I'm really just pulling mainly the cuff, not so much the armhole, because it's already big, if that makes sense. So finish one of the cuffs. Now working on the waistband, same thing. Band is a little bit shorter than the actual circumference of the bottom of the hoodie, and that's so it can cinch at the bottom. So just make sure you do your notches the same way you do your cuffs, so then you're just distributing it evenly. Almost done with this, and I'm loving the way it's coming out right now. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to bang it all out and finish this. But I added the extra screen printing and embroidery on it just to give it my flair with my branding. And again, it'll mean a lot to me if you follow the Instagram page, Good Taste Market, and my personal, Jason So Smooth, if you want to see more hands-on tutorials and the pieces that I make. If you want to support, well, again, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a review if you want to buy the pattern. Again, it's on Good Taste Market, and this is how it came out, guys. Let me know what you think. I think it came out real dope. I love the fit of the hoodie. I think adding those little details on it with the screen printing on the back, the embroidery on the sleeve, and then on the hood, it was a really nice touch. And you will be able to do all of this decoration on it once you're building it from scratch. It's always harder to do it while the hoodie's constructed. But again, if you guys like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and give me a follow. Thanks.